This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. The NEMO Fairgrounds has some new additions just in time for the 67th annual NEMO Fair. Samantha Croy is sitting down with one of the volunteers. Good morning, Samantha.
Thanks, Ella, and good morning, Heartland. I'm at the NEMO Fairgrounds talking a little bit about what is going to be going on as far as new additions at the fairgrounds for the fair that's starting up on the 14th. And I have Mike Waddle here with me, who is a volunteer. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, what we're sitting on is something a little bit new. It's a new addition here to the fairgrounds, and it's all out of recycled materials.
That's correct. We have 10 picnic tables and 12 park benches that we're going to scatter throughout the fairgrounds just to provide some comfortable seating for people that are on the fair. It's a big fair, a lot of ground to cover, so we're trying to find some places people can sit and eat some snacks or visit the concession stands or whatever, and they're all out of 100% recycled materials.
So basically, if we can just talk about what we're sitting on as far as the support down here, what is that made of?
All of the bases are made primarily out of recycled tires. There's a few milk jugs in them, but primarily recycled tires. And then the boards that are on the benches and on the tables, they're made out of milk jugs and plastic water bottles.
And along with the volunteers, the 4-H and the FFA is involved as well.
This has been a really great project. Not only are we trying to, create a market for recycled materials, the milk jugs, tires, and water bottles. We hope people will see these picnic tables and benches and they'll think, well, maybe I could buy something that's made out of recycled materials instead of out of wood or metal or something else. But yeah, the 4-H groups and the FFA clubs are helping us with this project. It's a community service project for them, so they can come out and spend a little sweat and hard labor and put these tables and benches together. And then they will adopt them out on the fairgrounds. So when you see them, when you're here at the fair, they'll have a sign. It'll say, this table and bench adopted by Trinity 4-H or Kirksville FFA chapter or something like that.
And now we're hoping and keeping our fingers crossed for nice weather, but it is going to provide a lot of support for people who maybe can't sit on the ground or if the ground is wet. So it'll be a nice addition here to the fairgrounds. But as far as getting people involved, maybe even people in the community, is there anything going on as far as that?
Well, we want everybody to look at the tables and enjoy them is the first thing. And then as they're enjoying the tables and the benches, relaxing, just thinking a little bit about recycling. This is a grant through the Department of Natural Resources. The Solid Waste District is where the money comes from. All of the tables were paid 100% by this grant. And so we hope as people sit on the tables and the benches that they'll think a little bit more about recycling, the 3 R's of recycling: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Plastics are only recycled at like 17%, whereas aluminum gets recycled at like 80 or 90%. And so when you think about all of the waste that goes into the landfill every day, it's just a good way to start thinking about how can I do better. And there's 50 million water bottles every day goes into the landfill in the United States. So if you lined them up from the East Coast to the West Coast and all the way back, that's how many water bottles you'd have in one day going into the landfill.
I know, it's a lot, and definitely something needs to be done. And I know you were talking earlier with me about maybe even next year putting up recycle bins for people to throw those in.
Yeah, we're going to apply for another grant through the Solid Waste District and try and get receptacles for people to put their plastic bottles in, so that it'll just wrap up the project to kind of help people think more about recycling.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Bright and early. And we'll go ahead and send it to break, and definitely the fairgrounds are going on the 14th, so make sure to check out the new recycled materials.